Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Queensborough Community College campus and to the Harriet and Kenneth Kupferberg Holocaust Resource Center and Archives for our event this evening. I realize that with the weather, it was not easy to come here, and I thank you all for braving it. We have been lucky enough to have Jung Soo Lee with us for the last 2 days here at the center, and it has been a real honor and a treat to get to meet and interact with and learn from her. I know she has been here once before in 2012. I'm sure some of you were here for that event as well. But for me, this was a first meeting today. So off the top, I would like to thank our partners for this event tonight, the CASE, the Korean Alliance for Civic Engagement, CALAGNY, the Korean American Lawyers Association of Greater New York, I hope. Okay. Oh, I could have read it back there. And of course, the college and the college president, Dr. Diane Call, who's very supportive of our work. We also have our vice president for institutional advancement, Rosemary Zins, in the back. And we thank her for support of us here at the center and for all the work that we do. I mentioned that Hamuni has been with us for a couple days now, and I want to tell you what we've been doing. She graciously agreed to share her life story with us, and we conducted a videotaped life history interview here at the center. We got about 2 hours of video, starting with her childhood and continuing up until her activism of today, which you'll hear more about in a minute. This video testimony will be part of our permanent archive here at the center. It'll also go online through our website and through the college's YouTube channel so that it can reach and educate people around the world about this important issue. And we're very lucky to have this resource, which will be used immediately in our own internship program that we offer here at the center to Queensborough Community College students every semester. We have about 20 student interns, 25 per year, who are young people from diverse backgrounds, diverse countries of origin, diverse languages, who get together to learn from a wonderful instructor, Dr. Jimin Kim. This is part of our partnership with CASE, about the experiences of the so-called comfort women that we really know is a euphemism for enforced sexual slavery at the hands of the Imperial Japanese Army. And it's something that we here at the Holocaust Center feel is a crucial part of the teaching and educational outreach that we do for several reasons. Number one, because sexual violence is a crime that happens in almost every genocide or outbreak of mass atrocity anywhere around the world. In fact, scholars today are articulating a way of being able to anticipate a potential genocide by tracking incidents of rape, especially mass rape on a cultural level, because it has become such a symptom of an illness in society that it becomes a marker for impending doom, impending tragedy. So it's certainly part of the work of this center to help collect these stories and preserve this memory. It's important to note, of course, that these experiences that we're going to be talking about today that happened in the 1940s have not stopped. And one need only think about countries like Congo today or Sudan. Think about Bosnia in the 90s. And we know that this is an ongoing concern, an ongoing crisis in our world that we really need heroes of memory like Ms. Lee to help us understand and learn from the past in order to change our present and our future as a society and as a world. So we thank her for her work. Let me share with you a little bit of how this fits into the ongoing and continual work here at the center. In addition to the internship program that we have had going on for several years now, we've trained more than 75 students. We are working on a constant basis to add more programming and educational offerings here at the center. We've been working for several years now to raise funds for a permanent exhibit that we hope to mount to this topic here in our center. We're also working to raise money for a permanent memorial. We hope to put together an exhibition. As you walk through our hallway, you'll notice an exhibit we have right now on the Jews in Persia. We hope to create such an exhibition also on the experience of sexual slavery during World War II that would hang in our gallery for 6 months and then travel around the country like our other exhibits do. And we also plan to continue collecting testimonies, gathering materials for our archive, and educating students here at Queensborough Community College. These programs are important, but they also cost a tremendous amount of resources, both money and time. And time, I'm glad to give because this is what my job here is, and it's a passion and a concern for us all. The money we need help to raise so that we can do the programming and the plans that we feel are important and necessary to bring to this community. So in your program tonight, you'll notice that we have a card in which we're seeking your partnership for these programs moving forward. We have a box in the back where you can leave small cash or checks with us tonight, but you can also take this home and mail it back to us. And we really appreciate the partnership of all of you here in bringing this topic forward. We have also been working with the partners from tonight's events, CASE, also CAGNY and CALAGNY, along with our Queens elected officials to raise money for these initiatives. And here to describe his ongoing efforts to bring some attention to the issue, I want to invite City Councilman Rory Landsman now to make some remarks. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul Valon. I got the wrong notes. Please.
Thank you, Dan. Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Valon, and I came to hear your story, Ms. Lee. I feel that we are connected because part of my path to become the council member was working with the Korean community. And one of the first things I learned from my friends in the Korean community was the tragedy of what happened to the Comfort Women. So when I took office, we worked with the Kupferberg Center, we worked with Kalagny, we worked with CASE, we worked with Mr. Kim and EJ, and we worked with Queensborough College to make sure that this story and every generation can learn. And the students that come here can hear and now see your story and learn. My children can learn to make sure this never happens again. So even though I'm the council member, I'm here as a father, I'm here as a son, I'm here for my children to say thank you for your courage and your bravery. So this night is for you, so I humbly listen, and anything I do, I hope that it's in honor of all the things you've done for us. Thank you very much. 감사합니다, everyone.
That teaches me to trust my notes more than my eyes. Councilman Valon was instrumental in helping us secure a great grant from the Queens delegation to the City Council this year that is really going to provide some seed money for some of the programming I described for the center moving forward. So thank you again for for all your work on this issue. I'd also like to mention that we have a representative here tonight from Assemblyman Ed Braunstein's staff, Amber Yoon. Thank you for coming. And we thank the Assemblyman for his support as well. I would like to now introduce Dong-Shen Kim, the president of CASE, to make some remarks and to introduce our survivor this evening.
I'd like to introduce Miss Jung Soo Lee. Miss Jung Soo Lee was born in Daegu, South Korea in 1928. At the age of 15, Miss Lee was kidnapped from her home by the Japanese military and taken to a coastal base in Taiwan, where she was forced into sexual slavery, torture, and abuse at the hands of Japanese soldiers. Ms. Lee joined the movement to expose Japanese military's war crime in early 1990s and has been one of the biggest voices in the discourse of comfort woman ever since. Ms. Jung Soo Lee stands before us today not as a victim, but as an activist. Various ailments and mental anguish left by her traumatic experience has ever slowed down her pursuit for justice. She has stepped up to every possible occasion to share her story, and her message now resonates in the hearts of millions. She is a survivor, an activist, a fighter. I present you, Jung Soo Lee.
네, 안녕하십니까.
Hello, everybody.
한국에서 왔는 이용수입니다.
My name is Yong Soo Lee. I came from Korea.
첫째, 정말 와보니까 우리 언니들 너무너무 막 반갑습니다.
First of all, I was so happy to see my sisters here that I met a few years ago.
네, 저는 직구은 미국에 와서 미국뿐 아닌 세계의 여성분들 위해서 저는 운동가로 왔습니다.
I came here as an activist to promote the movement for the women in the United States as well as all the women around the world.
네, 열심히 하겠습니다.
I will fiercely fight.
근데 우리 할머니들 힘내세요.
My sisters, please fight with us.
연세 많은 연세가 아닙니다.
You know, you're not that old.
사랑하기 딱 좋은 연세입니다.
You know, you're at the age where you can love someone.
네, 정말 만나서 반갑고요.
I'm so
제가
glad to see you again.
할 일은 정말 너무 많습니다.
There are so many things I need to do.
예, 세계가 평화롭게 또한 두 번 다시 전쟁 이런 성폭력 없게 저는 활동가로 뉴욕에 왔습니다.
I came here as an activist for the peace and to make sure there is no more war in this world and to end all sexual violence.
예. 나이는 88세라도 저 아직 그 나이 많지 않습니다.
I am 88 years old, but I don't think I am that old.
네, 200살 살아서 절대로 평화를 해결하고 세계의 여성분들이 다시 이런 일이 없도록 하기 위해서 열심히 뭐요? 그죠? 아까 뭐라 그랬어? 활동가로서 열심히 하겠습니다. 이용수입니다. 감사합니다. 할머니들, 여러분 약속이 있습니다.
To ensure the peace and
저는 200년 살아서 이 문제를 해결해서 저 하늘나라 가서 먼저 가신 할머니들한테 내가 해결하고 왔다 하기 위해서 200년 살랍니다. 같이 우리 200년 삽시다.
in order to ensure to resolve this issue and to ensure the end of sexual violence for all the women around the world, I am going to live 200 years if necessary, and I am going to resolve this issue before I die so that when I go to heaven, I can tell the sisters who passed away before me that I did it for you. I resolved it when I was alive.
활동가로 열심히 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
I will do my very best as an activist. Thank you. If anybody has any questions?
I'm sorry, we'll invite up EJ. EJ Thorson, where are you? Oh, here you are. Come on up, please. Who's going to help us moderate the discussion? She is a board member here at the Kupferberg Holocaust Resource Center and Archives, as well as a board member of our sponsor tonight, Kalagny. So I turn over the floor.
All right, good evening, everyone. Once again, I'm EJ Thorson, and I do have the great privilege to serve on the advisory board here at the Holocaust Center and as executive vice president of Kalagny, one of our other sponsors tonight. And I would like to thank Ms. Lee for her courage and resilience and for traveling across the world to come and join us and share her moving testimony and her commitment and her road to activism. I would like to moderate some questions from the audience, but before I do, I also personally would like to thank Dr. Leshem, Dr. Flug, Marissa Berman, the Holocaust Center, our co-sponsors for this evening, CASE and Kalagny, and all of our friends and supporters in this effort to keep the message alive of our comfort women, and of course for this wonderful program tonight. And tonight is special for several reasons, but most importantly because we are all here tonight to join Ms. Lee and her sister Comfort Women in this very special movement for the Comfort Women and the Korean community. It's a movement towards healing and acknowledgement and harmony and the promise that atrocious crimes and abuses should never be repeated upon any group. And as Dr. Leshem mentioned earlier, it is a movement that's consistent with the mission of the Holocaust Center of remembrance and tolerance. Because we stand united against the notion that a life is any less precious than another life because of qualities such as gender, ethnicity, or race. So tonight, again, we invite all of you, our community, to stand with us and learn with us about the prejudices and conflicts that affect various communities that divide humanity, so that we as a community can be clear about our mission to stop all prejudice and forms of abuse. Now, Dr. Leshem discussed our vision for exhibits and programming a bit earlier tonight. And our possibilities for education, exhibits, and programming will only grow as we gain your continued support and the support of the community. And I'm very proud to say that Kalagny has been an active supporter in this issue, including being a leader of the Korean bar associations across the country involving the Glendale, California lawsuit, where the residents of Glendale had filed a lawsuit to take down a peace monument that went up in honor of the suffering of the Comfort Women. And we're happy to say that the federal district court judge last August, just a day or two before our Comfort Woman event last year, dismissed that lawsuit. And Kalagny otherwise is very proud to be a partner in this cause and support the Comfort Women project here, including financially. So the question we're going to pose to you tonight is, will you join us, and will you join us in uplifting these women through the student internship programs where college students here in Queens, New York are Skyping with Comfort Women in Korea and learning through their experiences, or through permanent or traveling exhibits like Dr. Leshem had mentioned earlier, or funding for continuing curriculum that would include Comfort Women education. The possibilities are endless, and we truly hope that your answer to the question is yes. And with that, I will welcome questions for Ms. Lee from the audience. Yes.
I'm very impressed with this program, and I feel strongly about what happened to Comfort Women. I could cry about it to this day. But I must admit also, and Councilman Valon is aware of this, I believe, that sex trafficking is going on right to this day, right here in Flushing, and that something has to be done about it.
Thank you. Does she have the mic?
I'm sorry, I have to add something.
Sure.
And it's not just women, it's children.
Right. Thank you, and thank you for that insight, and part of the commitment to sharing and exposing all that has gone on in the past and currently is all to continue our efforts to stop all forms of abuses against children, women, and people of all different ethnicities and races, and boys, certainly, certainly. The question in the back there, yes.
To Ms. Lee, thank you
Yes.
very much for being here. We'll really cherish this day with you. I was wondering where you have been traveling to for your activism. What cities have you visited?
While she's translating, I know for a fact that even in just the past week or so, she has traveled from California to DC and here to New York. So certainly her schedule has been full.
필리핀도 갔고 대만에도 갔고 중국도 갔고 여러 나라 갔습니다.
I traveled to many different countries, including Philippines, Taiwan, and China, and of course Japan many times.
And what has been the response when she's visiting these different countries?
네, 굉장히 오셔가지고 많은 도움을 줬습니다.
People showed up, and many people are offered help.
더군다나 일본 가서는 이 문제가 뭐 죄는 미워도 사람 밉지 않다는 분명히 얘기를 했습니다. 그리고 일본은 학생들한테 올바른 역사를 가르치라 하는 얘기도 하고 있습니다.
Especially when I went to Japan, I told them that the message that we may hate the crime, but we don't hate the people. And I also relay the message that you need to make sure to teach this history to your children.
또 이웃 나라입니다. 한국하고 일본은 너가 죄를 알고 죄에 대한 것을 공식적인 사죄해라 하는 걸 23년이나 일본 대사관 앞에서 눈이 오나 비가 오나 이렇게 추우나 더우나 외치고 왔습니다. 공식적인 사죄해라 하는 얘기를 하고 23년이나 됐습니다.
Japan is actually, Japan and Korea are neighboring countries. And because Japanese government has not offered an official government apology, we have been protesting in front of Japanese embassy in Seoul for 23 years, every Wednesday, without missing 1 week. During the scorching sun or the very cold winter, we have been protesting for 23 years.
젊은 사람들을 위해 가지고는 우리는 반드시 평화적으로 해결하라고 외치고 있습니다.
But our message is that we need to resolve this in peaceful manner for the sake of the young generation.
지금은 미국에 와서도 이제는 일본보다 세계를 위해서 활동가로 저는 왔습니다.
So now I have come to the United States as an activist and who works for the benefit of the world, including Japan.
일본이 사죄하고 해결을 하면 세계적인 성폭력 뿌리를 뽑습니다.
Japan's official apology and resolution would be the basis and the root of the resolution around the world to end the sexual violence against women.
더군다나 미국 와서 어느 곳에 가더라도 너무 많은 활동을 하시고 도움을 주시니까 정말 감동했습니다.
I was really touched by so much activism and so much efforts the people in the United States were making wherever I went in the United States.
우리 한국 동포 물론이고 미국에 계시는 미국 분들도 많은 도움을 주시는 거 저 알고 있습니다.
I am
감사합니다.
very well aware that of course, a lot of Korean Americans, but also the other Americans are making a lot of efforts into this issue, and I am deeply grateful.
할머니들이 연세가 많습니다. 모두 다 아파 누웠습니다.
Most of the grandmas are very old, and most of them are in their sick bed.
일본은 할머니들이 다 죽기를 바랍니다.
Japan is waiting for them to die away.
죽기 전에 여러분이 많은 도움을 주셔가지고 저는 꼭 평화적으로 해결했으면 좋겠습니다.
I hope you could help us that before all of the grandmas passes away, that we could resolve this issue in a peaceful manner.
더더러 제가 반가운 건 천문의 피해자로서 와가지고 미국에 와가지고 제가 정언도 하고 이랬는데 지금은 아닙니다. 저도 진급이 됐습니다. 활동가로요. 세계 활동가로 되었습니다. 저 열심히 활동하겠습니다.
One thing
해결하겠습니다.
I am proud of myself is that when I first came to the United States, I came as a victim to testify as to what happened to me. But now I am not merely a victim anymore. I came here as an activist. I came here as an activist to contribute to the world peace. So I want you to work with me.
And now, as we heard earlier, Ms. Lee has committed up to 200 years. So I think we can also say yes, that we are going to be a part of this fight. I think there was another question back there.
Yes, I have two questions. The first one is, how old were you when you were kidnapped and treated so atrociously? And the second question is, to what do you attribute your being able to survive when I'm sure many of your peers did not?
첫 번째 질문은 할머니가 이제 끌려가셨을 때 연세가 몇 살이신지 할머니가 이제 이렇게 큰 고통을 겪고 어떻게 해서 살아나시게 됐는지, 그렇게 생존하실 수 있었던 어떤 원인이 있다고 생각하시는지.
네, 처음은 참 부끄럽고 죽을 것만 같았습니다. 제가 그 피해자가 많이 있는 줄 몰랐습니다. 저희들 뿐인 줄 알았는데 내재나 많은 피해자가 있었다는 거 정말 죽기보다 더 힘들었습니다.
For your first question, actually, she was 15 years old when she was abducted, and the next thing she said is that at first I didn't know there were many other victims like me. I thought, I was the only one, or our group was the only victims there were. But later on, I learned that there were many, many other victims who went through the same thing.
그저께 LA에 있었습니다. 그런데 그 서울서 초등학교 선생님이 초등학교 학생 5을 데리고 그 소녀상에 와서 그 학생이 울었습니다. 저를 보고. 너무 마음이 아파요.
I was in LA a few days ago, and I was visiting the Peace Monument, the statue of a young girl sitting on a chair in Glendale. And there was a group of elementary school students visiting from Korea, led by a teacher. And I had a chance to speak with them. And these elementary school students started to cry, and my heart was broken.
그 어린 사람이 무엇을 안다고 할머니를 보고 할머니 그러면서 안고 울적에 너무 마음이 아팠어요.
They were so young. I don't know, if they understood the scope of the event, but, they were so heartbroken. They hugged me and they started crying.
그 선생님이 너무 장하고 자랑스러웠어요.
I was very grateful and proud of that teacher.
예, 제가 이렇게 나와서 이 얘기하게 되고 나온 거는 여러분 덕분입니다.
The energy I am able to come out like this and testify comes from all of you.
예, 열심히 하겠습니다.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Please stay for just a couple more minutes. There's a couple more things I want to point out to you, a couple art projects. One of them, you'll notice here hanging, standing on easels. These are all works of art done by students in our internship devoted to this topic. These are the instructor, Dr. Kim, asks the students all to create something at the end of the class. Many of them create websites and online educational material tutorials to help their peers learn about this issue. We've been lucky enough to have 4 students who happen to be in the art program here, and they created these wonderful, I'm pointing at the building where the art program is housed, sorry about that. But please take a moment to look at these really remarkable pieces that the students created. And what really moves me about these is the internship program that we offer that teaches these students. It meets basically 12 times over the semester for about an hour each time, plus the session where the students have a Skype conversation with the Comfort Women at the House of Sharing in Korea. And it's amazing how transformative those 12 hours are, that we think to change a life takes, I don't know, off the top of my head, I'd say hundreds of hours. But in just 12 hours, students who started out knowing nothing about this topic produce such provocative, profound, and reflective pieces that it makes me feel very proud of them, very proud of this center, but really very inspired in education, really as an enterprise, that it can really change lives. The other piece I'd like you to look at when we have our reception, walk a little further down the hall, and we have a new piece hanging by artist Steve Cavallo, who was sitting, oh, there you are, my eyes tonight. He brought it to us only a couple weeks ago and hung it. There was an amazing moment yesterday when Harmony came in and we walked past the piece, and she immediately pointed, I didn't know this, but one of the, she is represented among the many faces that are in this work of art. And it was just very profound to see her reaction in the face of this piece. And it's truly a remarkable piece, so please go take a look. We also have a musical performance tonight that'll close our event. But before we do, as you see in these photos, when Ms. Lee first visited in 2012, she shared the stage with two of our Holocaust survivors that are here in our community at the Kupferberg Holocaust Center, Ethel Katz and Hannah Liebman. And tonight, they wanted to present a gift to Ms. Lee to thank her for coming to speak to us. So please. Oh, please, please.
제가 학생들한테 꼭 부탁을 드리고 싶습니다.
I have a favor to ask all of the students.
또 선생님들한테 부탁드리고 싶습니다.
I also have a favor to ask to the teachers.
우리는 아무리 부족하고 힘이 없더라도 옳은 역사를 가르쳐서 다시는 이런 일이 없도록 아주 행복한 나라를 만들기를 여러 나라에 계시는 학생들한테 저는 부탁드리고 싶습니다.
We are not mighty strong. We are very weak. But I want you to learn and teach the correct history so that this kind of tragedy will never ever happen again.
그것은 제가 하버드 대학에 갔을 때 그 학생들이 아베가 왔을 때 그 하버드 대학의 학생들이 그렇게 나올 줄 몰랐습니다. 100명 넘게 그 학생들이 나왔습니다.
When Prime Minister Abe visited the United States, he was making a stop at Harvard University. So I went to Harvard University and had a meeting with the students. And the next day, we had a rally demonstration in front of the school. I never expected so many students would turn out.
네.
More than 100 students came out.
그래서 그걸 볼 적에 우리 학생들이 이 나라를 미국 갈 학생들입니다. 미국에나 한국에나 어느 나라든지. 그러니 학생들이 옳은 역사를 아시고 열심히 이 문제는 해결해야 된다고 생각합니다. 그래서 평화로운 나라를 만들고 또 행복한 나라를 만들기를 학생 여러분들한테 꼭 부탁드리고 있었고 더더나 또 선생님한테 부탁드리고 있었습니다. 감사합니다.
So I was very hopeful seeing that the students are the ones who has the future and who is going to make things possible, that by learning the correct history, they are going to be the ones who will resolve the issue of violence against women so that all of us can live in peace and harmony. So I want to ask all students and teachers to learn and teach correct history. Thank you.
해결할 수 있다고 생각합니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much again for sharing with us. As I mentioned, when this event is over, we have a reception down the hall. Please join us for that. And before I introduce our last event, the performer, let me just say a final but a very important thank you to the boards of all these organizations that have come together to support the work that we're doing here today. If you wouldn't mind standing up, any representatives from the boards of the Kupferberg Holocaust Center, KACE, and also from Kalagny, please rise and let us just thank you, since your guidance and leadership is what makes events like today and the work we do possible. So please rise. Thank you so much. Boards work very hard, and they often are in the shadows when it really counts, and I like to call them out because they really perform an essential role in guiding our organizations. So I'd like now to introduce Ms. Sora Kim. She is a graduate of the College of Music at Seoul National University. She is also recipient of the Presidential Award at the 25th National Korean Classical Music Contest in Mokpo, South Korea. She was trained in the Pansori epic chant, the fifth intangible cultural property of Korea. She will be performing a song, and thanks to the efforts of some of our colleagues at CASE, we will have translations on the screen. So thank you so much and welcome.
어둠이 내려앉은 이 땅에 한 줄기 빛이 있다면 우리가 서 있는 이 땅에 비추리 수많은 세월은 흘러 침묵의 물줄기 따라 세상에는 수많은 땅들을 딛고 있지만 우리가 사는 아름다운 나라 함께 손잡고 희망을 향해 힘껏 뻗어서 행복의 웃음을 줄 수 있다면 우리가 서 있는 이 땅에서 살리라. 아름다운 이 땅에
희망을 향해 모두 어깨를 들썩이자 나가자 다시
크고도 넓은 이 세상에는 수많은 땅들을 딛고 있지만 우리가 사는 아름다운 나라 함께 손잡고 희망을 세상을 향해 힘껏 뻗어서 행복의 웃음을 줄 수 있다면 우리가 서 있는 이 땅에서 살리라. 아름다운 이 땅에 다시 일어나리라.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had just a couple arrivals that I'd like to take the time to acknowledge. We have the president of the Korean American Association of Queens, Paul Yu, and we also have the president, thank you. We also have the new president of CAGNY, Min-sun Kim, that I want to invite up to share a few words with us as one of our partners on this project.
Hi, I'm Min-sun Kim. As a member of the commission, I'm Human Rights Commission in Nassau County. I really concerned about the comfort woman issue, and I'm here to support their cause. Amid the speculation that Prime Minister Abe might be trying to rewrite history, I'm here to demand that history be recorded correctly, so that future generations will know about these injustices. I'm deeply pained to think of the comfort women who experience the immeasurable pain and suffering. I feel strongly that violence against women cannot be tolerated. I'm asking for the Japanese government to issue a formal apology and to provide legal compensation to all who suffered this terrible fate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming and for all the speakers who made tonight's event so meaningful, and of course, harmony to you. Please join us for a reception. Thank you so much.